Night of the Zoopocalypse. Is this a movie you're aware of? I'm certainly aware of this movie as someone trying to keep an extra eye on things, and we've talked about it a couple times before. This, honestly to me, is probably, weirdly enough, the movie animated that I am most looking forward to seeing this year. And mostly because it's just such a refreshing take. The premise is very simple. It's a zombie apocalypse story set inside of a zoo over one night, animated.
A convenient plot device.
That's interesting that they've got a guy constantly pulling out fourth wall break jokes. It's interesting to see the different styles of writing that's going to come out of this, because this is notably a very international movie. It's not just outright English, it's French. But the thing that makes it really refreshing compared to all the classic Hollywood approaches of IP bait, IP sequels, spiritual successors telling cliched stories again and again with all the character archetypes and every celebrity you've already seen too many times just shoved in there, overly crass and just completely soulless and creatively hollow, gunning for a buck and nothing more. This beats all of that in my mind creatively, more like an indie production as of late, because of a simple thing. It isn't Hollywood at all. This is done by Viva Pictures, who typically cover international movies. This is a French film, and for that, it dodges all of the pitfalls that modern Hollywood does. Now, that's not to say that every international movie is going to knock it out of the park, even when just England makes a film. Sometimes it's a real stinker with a lot of basic problems. Look at 7 Lives, 9 Lives, 10 Lives last year. I can't even remember the name of the lives for an example on that front. But this just looks good and refreshing.
This feels like Act 2.
Man, this whole trailer so far has almost exclusively been the fourth wall breaking guy. I guess I can come to respect that. And I mean, look at that style. Visually, these characters are so limbly that it's like the Ruby Gillman that DreamWorks wished they'd made without any of the story of that. It's just the visual aesthetic. Now, it's actually been a few days since the trailer came out, since I was a little bit slow and delayed in places, but this comes more as like a wave of marketing, and there's actually 3 different trailers we're reacting to. One of them is the main, most recent one, which it actually turns out is more of a character teaser trailer, so maybe each character's gonna get one, of a fourth wall breaking lemur.
It means it will get even stranger.
You were right. Definitely stranger.
Huh. I feel like the only spoiler I'm getting is a payoff to a joke, and that's kind of refreshing in a weird way. A really good way as well to introduce a trailer. I feel like I want to make more meta commentary about trailer editing than I do the actual thoughts on the movie itself right now. And I'll be honest, it's different. It's new. It's not the craziest when it comes to like writing, and you can see where it's going, but for it being very much a movie for kids and a new approach at telling some of the meta jokes and fourth wall breaking, just having fun, I think it's nice. It's not necessarily something I've seen done all the time, overly so I'm a real big fan of it. Beyond just this singular character teaser that basically this entire trailer is, for better or for worse.
We can eat popcorn! It is a critical element of the cinema.
I wonder, I hope Xavier doesn't talk too much. It's only been 1 minute and 43 seconds and I'm getting tired of him. Attached to this trailer around the same time is also a general teaser trailer that shows a little bit more of mostly Xavier again, ironically enough, but also a bit more elements of the final battle and big, strange final bosses that they're probably gonna have to deal with.
If it is here we make our last stand.
What was that thing? A giant floating head? Or is it, oh no, okay, is it a, no, it's not a giraffe. What on earth am I looking at? This movie has such extravagant animal designs, like I can hardly tell what exact species these are, because I think as well, they've made a point of using niche animal species. It's not just a monkey, it's a very particular brand of monkey, you know, that's lesser the common ones, not just a chimp. And I guess it goes further with whatever the hell that gorilla-faced, giraffe-head, plant-looking thing was. And then also, yes, there is a moodang bit for the social media stuff on the side. To me, this project just comes off as endlessly charming because it feels a little bit more indie. Just, I think, because it's not mainline Hollywood. I feel like it's an underdog that I want to see reach its successes because it just seems so unique. The visual art style is interesting, and the storyline is simplistic but clearly able to go in really interesting directions. Last time I saw pretty clearly that when a zombie bites another animal, they get the big glowy eyes, but this time I only just properly notice they become like slime monsters. Yeah, oh, okay, there's a slime monkey. Do you, I don't know if the deer thing is necessarily a slime though. Does the zombie thing make you slime? Maybe. How had I not noticed this really before? Yeah, I guess so. The elephant was a slime before. Fascinating. Already an extra element beyond just zombie movie, you know? Yeah. Is there an alien plotline in this movie as well? What is there to see? Hey there, thank you for making it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you're interested in animated movie news and trailers. I cover as many as I can all through the year, so come along for the ride. Alright, back to the second half of Night of the Zoopocalypse. I really appreciate the fact that these trailers aren't really spoiling the plot. I just know zombie antics happen and they have to meangle it around, but I don't know the final act ending, which is lovely to see. Now, there's a chance I'm being biased here, because actually one of the managers towards this movie actually did email me and gave me some assets in the past. But hey, that was a reaction to me talking about it the first time round. Do check out that original video if you want to see a proper deep dive into the movie production and the cast members involved. It's a lot of newcomers that you might not be aware of, but also David Harbour is in there. He's the main one that you may recognize. At a time when Disney can't have a single W that's original and written well, and a lot of everyone else is just running with the sequels they have and either bringing them back or burying them into the ground at this point, it's nice to see something so unique and different for being just so detached from the rest of it. Marketing goes weird, man. Marketing, you know, I mean, they're trying. I can appreciate it. Social media, it's a finicky thing. Do they have a baby hippo there in order to line up with Mudeng? Have they made Mudeng memes? I wouldn't be surprised if they had, to be honest. All the power to them. Good luck, marketing team. It's a rough world out there. Now, I don't expect this movie to do absolute gangbusters in cinemas, to be honest. I think this movie has a nice, humble budget and will then get a nice, humble box office. I just hope it's not a super flop. I don't know how much this is going to be distributed in England and America, but hopefully the French get to really feed off of this feast of a project. I've even just noticed now the little subheading of "Don't feed the animals," which is, wow, just nice and simple. It's just so, I don't know, adorable? Is that a weird word to use for it? This movie, I feel, has the most potential out of everything I know is coming out this year, you know? How to Train Your Dragon 1 remake, shot for shot, line for line. I don't think it's going to have anything on this, in my personal opinion. And I always want to bolster up animation, and especially those that are unique and creative. And this movie comes out way soon. It's in about 3 weeks' time, March 7th in total, which is nice and early. You'd think this would be more of a Halloween project, considering it's kind of a Halloween-y premise, even though it's pretty lighthearted. I mean, the color palette's just as bright and saturated and blue as it can be in a lot of places, but you know, I would have thought this fits more as a Halloween project, but I won't be fussed if it's earlier in the year. That sounds like a wonderful Easter time gift, I guess, for me. I don't know.
Act 3.
March 7th, okay. I need to, have I got that written down? I need to write that down. This is legitimately the movie I am like most looking forward to, the one that seems to have the most potential this year, because it just seems refreshing and new, you know? Not just an IP movie or a sequel. They can bounce around with stuff with this. Yes, I've got it written down. Good. You should too. Overall, though, this seems to be just a nice, simple expansion that I wanted to talk about because I need an excuse to talk about this underdog of a movie this year. Despite probably being one of the least known animated projects of the year, to me, this is like the one I see as potentially having the highest quality out of them, you know? And though this current wave of social media marketing for the movie just feels a little bit, I feel like I can see behind the curtain as a social media guy. I can sort of see the marketing trying to do its thing because it's not got the super Disney budget and Hollywood's approach to it all. I mean, yeah, that's probably the best way you could do it. It's just a bunch of clips combined with them somewhat saying some of their lines. It's just their parts of the movie. It basically feels like a fan edit, I'll be honest. It felt like a fan edit of Zoopocalypse, but only the parts with Mudeng in it. It just makes me feel like it's all the more charming and oddly relatable as a bunch of weirdly limbed animals handle a existential crisis in a post-apocalyptic way that might end with a giant jelly alien foot abducting all the zombies they've infected. Maybe? Is that where this is going?
And so be it! No!
Ooh. Oh my goodness. It is also full stakes. Like that final foot full of slime, and then it's got a bunch of the animals inside of it. What the hell is going on? Is this an alien plot line? They infect everybody and then suck them all up? I mean, that explains the question I had about the ending that I don't need spoiled now, of how does it end? You know, if you solve the zombie apocalypse, is it a cure? Is it just stopping it from breaking out? What do the humans see when they wake up the zoo in the morning? What a crazy time. I guess we'll get all of our answers properly in about 3 weeks' time. I'm certainly going to watch this day one. Yeah, I just saw an extract of one of them. What on earth is that thing? It's like a tiny donut alien whose head comes off of his body. There is so much of this movie we don't actually know, and it's so refreshing that I don't have a clue where this is going. Just show me zombie antics and have a good time. That's all I ask for, and I think that's what we're getting. Hell yeah. Look up more of Night of the Zoopocalypse if you're not already familiar with it, because I think this could be a real surprising goldmine. I'm certainly going to be raving about it and getting my proper thoughts out on March 7th, so keep an eye out for that as well. But otherwise, I think I'll just end it off there. What a nice opportunity to talk about that again, rather than the Smurfs movie or something. For now, my name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this little mini episode. Let me know your predictions for Night of the Zoopocalypse. Can you dissect this trailer more and work out where this plot's actually going? Because it's fascinating in places. Anyway, I shall see you all in a little bit.